We're back for episode 6. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about, now I'm back in Georgia and really excited about managing this new cafe in Newnan. Excited about my future. I really wanted to learn how to be a good manager. I wanted to learn how to order food, how a restaurant really operates from a management level. Some of my responsibilities with managing this cafe were, hiring, firing, ordering all the food, inventory and ordering. The main thing I was responsible for coming to the Sage Cafe in Newnan was cooking, creating a menu and giving a really good product. So I was really excited about being able to create this menu. I did have some stipulations. I had to make health food. It wasn't your traditional food, so there was some boundaries there. It was a little tough, but we did it. I really wanted this thing to really get it popular and blow up. I did this for 5 years and it just didn't really take off. It didn't really go where I wanted it to. I got a little bit discouraged with it. My idea was I wanted to do a pizzeria. I've always wanted to do this pizzeria. I knew how to make good pizza. In the back of my head the whole time, I'm like, I gotta go get my pizzeria. So 5 years later of managing Sage Cafe, I decided I'm gonna go open up my restaurant. I went to the bank, I borrowed $8,000 and went to Grantville and I rented out a building. And I decided to stop Sage Cafe and go full-time into this restaurant I was about to open up. Signed the lease on it. Me and my wife we bought paint. We're in there painting. We got our newborn baby in there with us, and it just wasn't the right thing. We really feel like God was kind of closing the door for us. And we decided right there that we don't need to do this. It's not the best idea. So at that point, I didn't have a job, so I had to go look for another job. And my dad, he ended up passing away that December in 2013. And before he passed away, he was telling me that he really wanted me to go buy back the old pizza stop in Hogansville. So at that time, I really felt strongly about, I really got to go after this pizza stop in Hogansville. Got to go talk to the guy who owns it and ask him if he'd sell it to me. And I called him up and the guy was willing to sell the restaurant. So I didn't know who to call to borrow money because I didn't have the money. I think I had like $200 in my account. So I called on my friend that I worked for, the guy that owned the cafe. I called him and I said, hey man, I told him the situation, I told him the restaurant, and he was willing to help me out. He wanted to help me out and give me the money to go buy the restaurant. I went and bought Pizza Stop. Pizza Stop was established, like I said, back in 1988. It purchased by my family. My family ended up selling it to a guy that won the lottery. He sold it to another guy, and then that guy sold it back to me. So we didn't want to use the Pizza Stop name. I wanted to give it a fresh name, a fresh product, a new recipe, and come in there and just bring my energy and my passion to this town. So we were so excited. So we had to come up with this really cool name. And the only name I could just think of was, I gotta use Carvelis. I gotta use it. And that's what we did. There's several different ways I messed around with it, but Carvelis Pizza Company was something that I really liked. The name was born, and our original sign, my wife actually hand painted the original sign and we hung it up out there. First day on my way to work, driving to the restaurant, the feeling I had was the best feeling in the world. And I was so excited. I wasn't nervous. I was ready. I was so thankful. I was emotional. I was crying. I was so thankful that God had just did this for me. I felt fortunate. I heard from God that day. God just told me, he says, all I want you to do is have fun. That's it. Go there and have fun, and this thing will be successful. And we're going to talk a lot more about that fun next week at the Shack when this whole thing got started. See you next week.